Welcome, friends. This is, as some have called it, the 8th episode of Corsairport. On the tabletop, the second season, with that second season cast, bringing you that premium delivery of Ash High Roll in a t-shirt, I guess, or something like that. I don't know what we're doing.
I don't know,
here.
I'm just sketching.
I mean, listen, if you want to do a modern AU, like a 1990s version of all of the characters in college, let's do it, man. Let's do it. I don't come up with the ideas. I just watch when you bring them to life.
I mean, that's a good idea. I mean, I want to see full work, and like whatever he was in the 90s.
Oh man, listen, Fullborg would 100% be on the football team, but he would be the statistician guy on the football team. He would look like a defensive lineman with his size. I always think of him as being very broad, but he's the guy that's just like, all right, coach, it looks like the enemy team, 26% of plays, they like to run down the left-hand side. Let's make sure we got zone coverage down there, okay?
Or maybe he's like Chevy Chase in Community.
Oh, please, God, no.
It was a pretty funny character, I thought. I mean, I only seen...
Do you know the history of Chevy Chase on Community?
I forget. You know, it's been a while.
So, Dan Harmon hated Chevy Chase after working with him for the first season, and slowly started filling in all of Pierce's backstory details with Chevy Chase's actual life, including the fact that I believe his father's name was Cornelius, so he made his father's name Cornelius in the show and gave him increasingly racist and sexist things to say. I mean, after he left the show, he still kept making fun of Chase for like a whole extra season.
That seems a little passive-aggressive.
It's not even slightly passive-aggressive. It's outrightly aggressive, and people noticed it happening.
I mean, it's if he said something directly to him, isn't that aggression? But if he's just doing it on the side like that in the
blatantly, it was so blatant.
I guess.
Literally, wasn't there an episode where they had him dress up in a Colonel Sanders outfit and be villainous? I mean,
I don't remember.
He was like an old racist. Oh my goodness! Look, did you watch all 6 seasons of Community, even when they went over to Yahoo?
No, I saw the first 2.
Well, listen, you got out when it was still good. All of the paintball episodes, however, excellent, top tier.
Yeah, paintball, and then the
DnD.
I think the DnD episode, exactly.
There are 2 DnD episodes. They're both very good.
The Halloween one, I think. One where the guy walks in and all the rooms are on fire. That's good.
Okay. All right. Pulling us back to where we are now. We're almost a year into this thing, guys. I mean, the second season of On the Tabletop. I don't even know how to explain how the show came back into existence. It was literally just Connor emailing me out of the blue one day, and I was like, I don't know who this guy is. I guess we talked about I'll see what he's got for me. And then we sat down and played, and I was like, this guy, McComicker, excellent at drawing dicks. Gonna use that to maximum effect here.
I mean, if you're gonna be good at something,
right? The show needs balance, right?
So January 23rd, that 1-year anniversary. This week, I believe, is the 1-year anniversary of us running a test session together.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
With the Dick Rock.
I can find it.
It still exists.
Does it?
It does.
The what?
It exists somewhere.
Listen, when we were playing our test game, I was a little more comical than normal, and I wanted to see how they would react when I told them stuff that they wanted to draw, so I was just like, look for the rock. It's shaped like a human phallus. And listen, McComicker in here with these backgrounds, like, I don't know that anybody else here does these kind of instantaneous backgrounds like Mick.
No.
I think last show, he was like, oh, I'm gonna draw the treants and the altar and the stone wall, and I was like, oh my god, that's that Mick Comicer magic here.
I'm telling you, Mick's gotten so fast in the last year, especially. It's incredible.
Yeah, they're calling
Like, he
him.
goes-
They're calling him the new younger Conorhughes. That's what they call him.
Younger.
Slightly more handsome
Yep.
Conorhughes. That's what they
I
call
mean,
him.
That's that guy. He's gotten way too big of a head. So I'm all for this.
Oh, wow. I don't even know where I am. Don't worry if you're following us for the intros. After the intros, I'm going to stop and give a shocking announcement to everyone here. But following our normal policy, I'm going to drop this over to Shep while I adjust his camera so that he's not doing his camera like I normally do my camera, where I'm like 90% off screen. Shep, what do you got? How's it been? How you doing?
Hey guys, so I'm robSHEPart. I've just been busy as hell in real life and haven't been on much, but I starting next week I should be on Instagram. No, I should be on Twitch more often. Just been doing stuff, man. I did do my skating show. So one of the things in life that was taking my time was practicing ice skating routine with my wife. So we were doing a couples routine. Yeah, I know.
Whoa, why are you laughing at that?
That's
good stuff right there.
Hey,
Look, man.
on the ice, I'm a brick with legs. So, but it was a lot of fun. I will admit.
Shep, does that exist on video anywhere?
We do have it on video.
I'm gonna need to see that. I'm not gonna be able to live a full life as the best me without seeing that.
I will get that and put it up on Discord so you guys can take a look at. So yeah, that's I was spending a lot of time practicing that, a lot of time driving, but a lot of stuff is clearing up. I mean, it's still gonna be a busy month, but I feel like I'm going to be back finally. So, and I have really missed these game sessions, so I'm glad that we're all here and going to have a good time.
Great, excellent. I want you to remember that when I give my special announcement at the end of this.
No.
No, don't you dare cancel the show.
Don't go to me until I find the dick rock. You can't.
All right.
Throw it to me until I find
over to Cotton.
I'm going to go look at Jep's screens.
Let me zoom out. So
all right, no, I'm looking at mixed screens so we can see when it gets the dick rock.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
I'm Cotton and doodling stuff. Nothing exciting happened to me this week. Let's go to Connor.
What? That's all
Wow.
we get.
Wow. Didn't you and Pondo just start playing some Pokemon Sword and Shield, doing raids together?
Oh, yeah, I finished that game.
You finished the whole fucking game? Jesus, you've had it since Thursday.
Yeah.
My God, I've had it for 3 weeks and I can't get through the finals. I'm just like, all right, I played for like an hour and now it's out of batteries again. Shit.
I just put it on the charger and I played for several hours in a row and I might have a problem.
I mean, maybe it's that I went around and picked up. I literally have like 250 different Pokemon right now, but.
Oh, I only catch Pokemon that I like.
Wow, so exclusive.
I'm hurt. I believed I was.
I don't like leaving them in the box.
I was told by
it makes
you
me feel bad.
that all Pokemon are cute. This has been your stance. So, is it that there are Pokemon you think are cute but you don't like them?
There are Pokemon that I'm like, hey, I want to catch this one, but if I keep it in the box forever, I feel kind of bad. So if I'm not going to use it on my team, or at least sometime, I don't catch it. Because then it's just in the box, and that's a horrible life.
I'm so confused right now. Like, I understand what you're doing, but this is the antithesis of Pokemon games. To intentionally not catch them all.
Well, I feel bad.
All right. Literally had the game 4 days and already passed me. So when you said you weren't doing anything, what you really meant was you were beating the entire, like, 50-hour game in a weekend.
I did have it pretty much finished yesterday.
I can't even do 5-star raids.
Because it was, I played it like all weekend.
I show up and I do a 5-star raid. I hit them with the anti-type Pokemon. I do like 5% of their health, and then they're like, now I'm going to give 2 attacks and wipe out 3 Pokemon on your team. And I'm like, shit, whatever.
See, you just gotta do the 5-star raids with like Pondo and I, then we can help. Because
every time I do a 5-star raid, No one joins. All right, listen, we're gonna have to have like a 5-star raid night. Okay,
Yeah, it'll
we're
be
gonna have to
super
do
fun.
like 5-star Fridays or something like that.
I can bring my Snoom.
Oh, I mean, you could.
It's evolved.
That's a choice that you could make.
It's evolved now, and he's good. His name is Snowball. He's a frostmoth now.
Yes.
Great. I am sure that
He's
there
an
are
ice fairy, so it's pretty good.
there
no,
are
he's an
occasions
bug.
where such a Pokemon might
Ice
be
bug.
all right.
ice bug, but he has some fairy moves. Ice bug.
I'm pretty sure I heard Pondo there correcting me.
He did.
Ask Pondo about Ghost Steel and why it's the best typing.
Is Ghost Steel the best typing?
Mhm.
Ghost Steel. Is it good typing?
I mean, it's good. It's not the best.
That's all I got. Because I was just playing Pokemon.
Good. Sometimes you need to play a little Pokemon.
It's still your turn, Connor.
Sure. I was working on some pages and stuff last week, but I was also setting up a new computer, which took more time than I'd like. Normally I get pretty excited about setting up a new computer and putting it all together, but this time I was like, this feels more like a hassle than I want it to be.
Yeah, I agree. I'm an electrical engineer. I specifically specialized in putting together electronic devices and signals. And people are like, why don't you build your own computer? And I'm like, 4-year warranty, like not having to put thermal paste on things. I'm good. I'm not a
thermal paste-
teenager anymore. Like,
The thermal paste is exactly it. Like the thermal paste gets me super anxious about that because basically my heatsink wouldn't connect to my case, and so I had to just put on the standard one, which comes with the processor,
oh,
and it came with its own thermal paste, which I was like, okay, I'll leave it on, and I'll just take it off when I put on the new one.
we're in a
But-
modern age, Connor. If you don't have a water pump for your thermaling, you're not doing it right.
Well, I got like this all-in-one.
This isn't like
solution.
30 years ago where guys were submerging their cases in oil in order to radiate the heat off.
Right. I mean, you could just get rid of the case entirely and just have an open case.
Yeah, no, well, you can do it in saltwater now. That's how they do big server banks, is they submerge the whole thing like 30 meters below the water so that the water is like freezing cold, and then they emanate fish-killing levels of heat from the server.
Wow.
Yeah.
I heard that Google like douses their servers in some kind of ice bath. I didn't know about that.
What Google's like, one rack in the server room died. Let's set the whole building on fire and just build a whole new server rack.
Yeah, they wouldn't care. But yeah, so now I have to wait for the heatsink people to get back to me with some screws. And that's kind of annoying.
Boy. Yep, I'm telling you, man. Like, I could spend 48 hours building a computer and testing everything and making sure it all works, or I could just order it on Amazon. There it is. It's the Dick Rock. That's it. We got that premium level, year-old drawing Do we have a date on this one?
I say,
Last save iteration.
Yeah.
Rollback.
yep.
Control Z.
I'm
Control
looking it
Z.
up.
Control Z.
Properties. Created Tuesday, November 27th.
Oh, well, that was last month. All right.
You know what? No one's gonna watch this show, so we can say it was whenever we say
People
it was.
watch this show. Look, it's not the most popular of my shows, but people do watch it. Don't say it.
Who's this guy? Who was this guy?
Oh, wasn't that the Goblin Prince? He was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
With the moose
you
head.
literally
Okay.
drew him as the head of an elk in the body of a goblin, but he was like a
Yeah.
elk goblin mixture. And you guys were like, actually, we won't kill you. And I was like, oh my god, I finally found it. A party that doesn't just immediately kill all the goblins. Magical. Connor, got anything
Yes.
else going on besides getting wrecked while building a new computer?
Well, I will say for the building your own computer defense, I got to put all my drives in there, which makes it extremely confusing because everything gets all the letters for the drives get changed over. But at least keeping your files is pretty handy. But yeah, no, that's about it.
Shep, I
Nick?
just turned over to see your cleric. Man, this is some old school turn undead shit right here.
Yeah, it's good.
Still working on it, but yeah,
God, yeah.
gotta add the effects.
I honestly feel like I should go crawl into a corner and hide from this dude.
I opened my Zoom to see the cleric, but that's the Dick Rock.
That's divine power for you. Yeah.
Amazing. Everything worked out exactly as planned. Mick, what do you got?
When I first started watching your shows, every time I like started watching, because I watched in the middle of them, something really bad was happening.
Yeah. That
I
sounds
always
like
came
all
from-
of my shows. Like every single one.
Because I used to watch Star Wars, and every time I popped in, like Swarg had made some kind of
I was
joke.
gonna say Swagger Henley would be the one
It was-
running that show.
It was mainly Swarg, I think, when I would pop in.
Oh boy. Look at Mr. Final Fantasy Tactics here. That
Now we got
mouth.
some chibi.
I don't know what he's doing, man. Is he a bird? Is that a beak?
No, it's like an angry mouth,
Okay.
right?
I don't know.
No.
I
You're
like the
drawing it, it
chibis.
still looks like a beak to me. I'm sorry, Connor. I'm trying not to jest with your drawing style, but he looks like caw-caw, caw-caw.
I saw an angry mouth, but now I
Now
see.
you see the bird thing, right? You can
Well,
see
those are his
Look.
angry teeth. I see the
Are,
angry teeth.
are they, or is he a bird? Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
But that'd be totally off center.
It's a chibi. Everything's off center.
It's true.
Is Dick Rock the new knife? No. Dick Rock is old. Okay, Dick Rock is from a year ago. We know that. I mean, it's from November
Yeah, we're-
27th. It's from a year and 2 weeks ago.
We're past Dick Rock.
Yeah.
We've evolved since then.
Yeah. Dick Rock predates this show. Knifeball will never die.
Plus, the show already had a knife ball replacement in I don't know, was it?
I mean, we have
Snake?
Cabot's now. We're on Snake's 99.
That was good.
Oh, sorry, Mick. We gotta rotate back around to you, bud. Now that you've had your fill of Dick Rock, you just got your Dick Rock everywhere. What do you got for your intro?
I mean, I'm Mick. I draw rocks that look like dicks. That's
true.
probably the most memorable thing I've ever drawn. The most profitable, the most fulfilling emotionally. I would say
I feel like you're
peaked
jesting.
November 27th, 2018, and it's been all downhill since then.
I gotta tell you, I feel like you've drawn some solid waifu content, especially Fang based.
Hey, you know what? Sola also with the fangs right there. They're a little bigger than you might like. I'm not sure, but
I'm gonna pop
She's-
over.
she does have them.
Wow, that's some fangs. I don't know who that is, but that's some serious fangs.
Oh no!
You have a spear gun?
I don't know what she has. It's a gun and a spear and a sword. It's a lot. There's a lot going on here, I
There
guess.
is a lot going on there.
It's John Carter, man. Barsoom, Edgar Rice Burroughs' 1912 classic, the pinnacle of Western fiction. Or, maybe not, but
Definitely not the pinnacle of Western fiction. What was the other book that had John Carter in it? Was it Edgar Rice Burroughs still? So I read this really fucking weird book where a bunch of strange scientists set off into the multiverse and go find like John Carter and a whole bunch of other
Oh.
people, and
that could have been Philip Jose Farmer's Walt Newton universe.
I don't know. Super weird.
Yeah, it sounds like Philip
The
Jose
Number of the
Farmer.
Beast by Robert Heinlein. That is
Oh,
what
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I read that one too.
Phew, yeah, that book. I still don't know what happens in it. It's
Yeah. I'd say,
fucking
like,
weird as shit.
I really like Heinlein's early stuff. His later stuff, Not so much my thing.
I mean, Starship Troopers for me was revolutionary. It
Yeah,
gave me
yeah.
a reason to go to college and become an electrical engineer. I feel
love
like
that
people
book.
nowadays use it to be like, man, fascism is great. Authoritarian is
That is-
just the best.
That's
and they-
not really what I get from that
Yeah,
book.
that's the thing. When they read the book, they're missing the point of it.
Yeah.
The only part of that authoritarianism that I can even remotely agree on is that they had the punishment for drunk driving was to be openly flogged on television and then mocked for days afterwards. Boy, I don't know that would reduce drunk driving, but it would
It
probably
would be satisfying.
It would be more of a punishment than what we give most people now for drunk driving. Did you know there are only 5 science fiction books in the entire library of West Point, and Starship Troopers is the only one on the required reading list for officer
Oh,
candidates.
really? Huh.
Yeah.
Did not know that. It's a good book. I still read it occasionally.
I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff about service, philosophy, ethics.
Why you fight? Yeah.
Yeah, why
How
you
you
fight,
fight.
who you fight, how you fight, why you should throw the knife. You know, gotta learn how to throw the knife to press. No, wait, that was the movie.
Yeah.
Movie,
These movies
nothing
are
like the
not a
book.
fan of.
Still, I feel like the movie was made by people who read the authoritarian fascism part and were like, let's make a comedy.
Yeah.
It was a satire.
They took everything out of the book that they thought was cool and dumped the rest. But let me tell you, I still also like the movie. Very different. Mick, you got anything else going on now that I've taken over your whole...
Nah. It's unimportant.
Are
Really,
you in
what I
an
do.
earthquake or something? I don't know. For some reason, you seem like you're tilted at like 5 degrees. Is it your monitor?
It's probably my.
I don't know.
Yeah, my monitor is a little. My camera's a little twisted. There's no, right angles in this room on purpose.
Are you trying to cast out Hounds of Tyndalos or something? Like, wait, you working on some Lovecraft shit?
Non-Euclidean geometry. What does that even mean?
Well, you can't envision it because you only live in a Euclidean world, but... Listen, you missed when I explained to Connor that there are 4 spatial dimensions instead of 3. That was a
I
great
bet.
conversation.
That was
a
also-
conversation.
That was also off air.
I-
So
yes.
no one hit that.
I mean, I could go back over it if you'd like.
I mean, I'm good, but if
Time
for the
is
sake of the
not a
audience-
spatial dimension. And, it's not your fault that you don't know that. The media's been pushing that for a really long time. Time is its own axis. Some have said that time is the enemy. Starting with Napoleon Dynamite.
I would also agree with that.
Okay.
It's
All
not
right.
my friend.
Oh,
It's
go
not
ahead.
your friend.
No, Connor, go ahead.
Go ahead. What? Sorry.
I mean, you were going to say something, and I was going to let you say it. I interrupted.
I just said time is not your friend.
Oh,
That's all.
yeah. I agree
Yeah.
completely. As do several historical military figures. Friends, I have a offer to offer at you. After going back and studying this show, I'm going to throw something at you. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. But let's take a quick poll. During combat, your drawing speeds drop to 0. Let's say that you draw less or not at all. Would you say that that's correct?
Correct.
I don't know.
I
You
feel
know?
like I still draw, but I mean, I'm not a unbiased observer in that case.
I feel like I still draw.
I'm not saying you don't draw, but would you
Oh.
agree that there's a great reduction in speed?
Oh, yeah, I would agree with that. Got to go over there and type in my rolls a lot because I still have been lazy about.
And you're trying to pay attention to what's happening?
Yeah.
Well, there's more screens to watch because you also have to check your health and your
Concur.
things.
Uh,
Maybe. I mean, I'll say maybe.
I want to throw a couple things out here at you as a result of these observations. 1, maybe the time has come to finally reveal the combat map to the audience. that they don't need to be watching, or in this case, not watching drawings that are not getting made. My laziness and repeatedly never showing the combat screen, which has worked out great for me, but not so good for the audience. They want to see those rolls. They want to see those rolls. They don't know what to do when they can't see the rolls. That's what I have to say. Maybe it's time for that. That's the first change. Number 2, and this one I think is a bigger one. I think it's fair to say that we're all having some measure of fun with Corsairport. Maybe it's not that kind of top value entertainment. Would you call it premium? I don't know. Value? Hard to say. I don't know that I can deliver the kind of storylines that you like. Let me give you an example. Let's assume at some point Connor doesn't have Ash die. And Ash finds some glorious thing and returns to the Empire. We will not follow that story. At that point, Ash will be dead to us.
Yeah.
That kind of premium story content is not what you get out of something like Corsairport. I would like to say, we don't know when Bearded's coming back. Would you be interested? I'm not saying we're not having fun with Corsairport, but would you be interested in a more narrative-focused campaign? Another set of characters, a new setting. We could even do, I was thinking several options. Spelljammer, which is essentially spaceships in D&D. We could play as like gladiatorial arena guys, basically running dungeons as a sport, going to different planets, managing your sports company. Essentially, it'd be like WWE in space with D&D.
I mean, that sounds cool.
I'm not seeing a lot of thing on that, but it's basically like you fly giant rocks with sails through space.
Love to play Spelljammer because when I had that box set as a kid, it looked amazing. It was fantasy. It was also in space. Like, what was not?
So, I mean, Spelljammer is not some sort of elaborate extra thing. It's literally just like, if you install a Spelljammer helm on an object, that object can then fly through the Pholostogen, which is what they call the area of space in D&D, and you can go to different planets and stuff. So it's basically, you know, like, this is how Illthids get around, and Mind Flayers, shit like that.
No, I'm up for it. 100%.
Number 2.
Nope, you had me at 1. I don't even want to hear number 2.
Number 2. We could play through D&D 5e adventure module. You could get that premium, not made by Arthur content, the kind of high tier, extreme value, sale that you can only get by the writers from Wizards of the Coast.
I mean, I like your stories.
Like Storm King's Thunder kind of thing?
Storm King's Thunder, one possibility. I mean, you know, there's so many to pick from.
I mean, I'm down for anything. I will say that as far as drawing goes, like, I think
I'm offering options, another wave of characters. If you're not satisfied with the story of Corsairport, because I want to throw this out to you, we seem to spend a lot of time in town in Corsairport talking about things, which is not how West Marches traditionally works, and that's fine because that's how you guys want to play. And if you guys are okay with the way that we're doing things and don't want to change, also fine. I'm just throwing out some options here. I don't need an immediate answer, although I would like to hear your thoughts right now. You know, we're just we're wiffle waffling, we're talking. I'm aware that I've clearly put a lot more thought into this than you, given that you've known about it for, I don't know, 2 minutes, and I've been thinking about it for like 2 months.
I mean, as far as like the drawing goes, though, I'd say it's a little bit easier for me anyway, to sort of do fantasy stuff off the top of my head versus sci-fi. Sci-fi is a little bit harder just because, like,
do not equate Spelljammer with sci-fi. You're not going to be flying around in giant silver ships with lasers. You're going to be flying around on a wooden ship through space, and you're going to fight.
Isn't it like Treasure Planet?
I don't know what Treasure Planet is.
They fly through space on pirate ships.
Yes, it is like that.
They have like the same.
It's fantasy in space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spelljammer was D&D in space. Please allow me to read the Spelljammer entry real quick on Wikipedia. Spelljammer is a campaign setting for Advanced Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game, which is featured as a fantastic, as opposed to scientific, outer space environment. It introduces a comprehensive system of fantasy astrophysics, including crystal spheres with multiple worlds around them. They are navigable by ships using a Spelljammer helm. Ships powered by a Spelljammer helm are capable of flying not only through the sky, but in space. With their own fields of gravity and atmosphere, they have open decks and tend to not resemble spaceships at all. They look like galleons, animals, birds, fish, or even wild, fantastic shapes. Spelljammer allowed spell and sorcery adventures to take place within the space frame of outer space tropes. Flying ships through the vast expanse of interplanetary space, visiting moons, planets, and stellar objects.
I mean, is it a bit like, say, Final Fantasy, sort of like that kind
I would
of
say
world
more like
where-
Lunar Silver Star story.
Okay, so
Only
that's
in
sort
the
of
biggest way.
yeah, sort of in the same family to me.
Like you're
you got a
not
mix
gonna
of
find someone
sci-fi.
with a laser beam showing up out of nowhere. You're literally just gonna be like, "Well, this is our ship now. We have found a rowboat. Gonna put this Spelljammer helm down, and now it can fly through space."
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that could be interesting. I mean, I like Corsairport. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting into more action also. So, I mean, like, if the intention is to get into the action, I'm down for that too. So,
Well, we could always speed up the tavern newness every time. Hey, what's your name? Great, let's go.
Listen, let me tell you something. When Pondo and Sid showed up, and we did like 3 hours of making a refrigerator, that was some top tier comedy. But that was not West Marches.
yeah,
It was
fine.
good though.
It was good.
Look, it's fine. I feel like this group, in my opinion, as a viewer of this show rather than as a game master, is not as suited to that kind of murder. What's the playstyle called? Munchkin had that card called it.
Oh, I hate that game.
Kick in the door. I kick down the door. That's what the playstyle of West Marches is called. You kick in the door. You measure your progress by how many rooms you clear in a night, not by how many NPCs you talk to and how you feel afterward. It's about money or rooms.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down to kick in that door.
You're selling me on West March even more now.
Except we're not gonna do that.
Cotton, how do you feel about all this? I'm gonna go around and get everybody.
I'm fine with whatever we do.
I know you are.
I know my typical play style is not kicking the door because I'm a cautious person, but I can try to roll with it.
I'm not trying to change the way you all play. I am just concerned as an observer and as a game master that you may not receive maximum enjoyment from Corsairport that we could get by delving our toes into other more substantiated, narrative-driven ones where you don't have to risk yourself trying to kill 5 hellhounds in a single night.
So if I can interject,
No, please go ahead.
I think the West Marches was tough for me because I was always playing like a lawful good character in my mind. I know alignment isn't so strong anymore, but that's kind of what I was doing.
You know,
I was
I feel the opposite. Honestly, in my games, I feel like alignment matters a lot. It's just that you rarely see someone like who is very strongly lawful.
Yeah.
I feel like 90% of people in the world are neutral because they only care about themselves. When you're lawful, you actually physically care about the structure of the world. You believe that law is more important than doing what's right, unless you're lawful good.
Yeah, so I was thinking for me to fit better into the campaign itself, you know, maybe I would start playing a little bit more of a neutral, chaotic neutral good type thing. And that may not mean anything, but in my head, it means a lot on who my character is and what motivates them and stuff. And that might make it easier to role play and talk to succubi and talk to, you know, these evil elves.
You don't have to talk to the succubi and evil elves. You can stab them to death. I swear, it's
but I
possible. You can do it.
agree. But
That's
I
what I'm
agree.
trying to say.
Yeah, it's like look, okay, so let's get it all out there. It seems like every time we have an encounter, the first reaction is, hey, let's talk and make friends.
No, that is
Yeah.
your reaction.
Yeah.
And what I'm
so-
trying to say is that reaction, while endearing and amazing for a D&D campaign, is not fully compatible with the idea of West Marches.
yeah.
I've been doing this for years, and the idea that people would kick down a door and be like, "How's it going? Let's talk about our feelings."
Yeah. A good example is when we were walking on that path and we had the two giants come rumbling out of the forest, right?
Yeah, and you didn't kill them. You didn't even fight them.
Yeah,
You just talked to
that
them.
was
Well,
meant to be a fight.
I mean, yeah, I wanted to try and fight them. It's just
No,
that
that
we
was
didn't get around to it.
I mean, for you guys, that could have been a fight. For me, that was an encounter. You encounter
Yeah.
two giants. They're doing something.
As
I
far
gotta
as
say,
know, giants
not
are evil,
fighting
right?
them amazed me, but I thought that was an excellent choice.
So again, not that we have to fight every single encounter, but whatever game we play, it would be nice to have at least some combat where we're actually getting some loot and making the advancements and that kind of stuff.
I feel like that's been very hard for this party with Corsairport. I'm not trying to rush you away from it. I'm strongly presenting options. Connor, how are you feeling about?
I mean, I'm sort of on the boat with Shep. I think. I mean, I like the model of Corsairport. If finding a way to like do those things where we get to kick in the door and kill people, I don't know how to do it. So I'm trying to figure it out. I guess.
You
But
need somebody else to kickstart that for you?
I don't know. I mean, I'd be down to kill those trolls. I mean, I tried to kill that succubi, but she ran away. You know.
Oh, I know. I was there, Connor. I was there.
Wait, she's not actually dead?
I'm also down to kill the.
No.
Wait,
dark
kill a
elves.
single one.
What are you down
I mean,
to kill?
I'm down to kill the dark elves if we want to go murder hobo on them. Like,
you got a long way to go if you want to kill the Dark Elves.
I mean, they're a bunch of slavers. I don't see why.
It's
you know.
that's a big civilization you're looking at taking on.
Well, in this case, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, we could make enemies. You know.
Your character right now is the Doom guy from the beginning of Doom 2016.
Yeah.
So
it'd be-
I'll also say that in a lot of regards, I'm a lot like Cotton, where it's like, you know what, I don't want to be a murder hobo per se, because playing in your game, there's ramifications. So it's like I try to pick the fights wisely, if you will.
Yeah, listen. I cannot believe how much I appreciate that level of subtlety. Mick, I want to circle around to you. How you feeling?
I am working on my Space Pirate Gladiator Spaphisit Nova Ward right now because I am 100% on board
Nova War?
He spelled
with
it.
this Spelljammer
Wow. Oh man, and he's chibi too.
I love him. Look at his little sword.
He's gonna be like, "Come on, man, Star-Lord, legendary outlaw."
thing.
Is
Yeah,
he a
his real
gnome? That
name
sounds gnomey.
is Devlane Lolkin,
Oh.
but his pirate name is Spaphisit Nova Ward.
He's got,
Oh, that's awesome,
he's got a pirate name.
Yeah.
Aren't
This-
you so fun to do on the like right now? So it's such a good, like, more relaxing way of drawing for this kind of thing.
But I'm on board with whatever. I mean, if we're looking for a character to jumpstart stuff, like, I can easy with Fulgort just charge in there because that was his day job for 40 years. You know, that's what he does.
I don't think you want to charge in there as a wizard, right?
No, you don't. Wizards
Maybe
do
he
not
does.
belong at the front end of the party, I assure you.
But I mean, I'm good with whatever.
Okay. I like how much you've jumped into Spaphisit Nova Ward. Space Gladiator.
Yeah, I do want to know more about the Spelljammer universe. If it's something like where
Well,
you can
so-
still do whatever you want.
I was gonna use Spelljammer as the barest of outlines. What I actually wanted to base it on was something called Maximum X Crawl. Which Cotton? Got something?
No, I just recognized the name. You've
Yeah.
talked about it before.
I thought you were going to yawn or maybe say something.
No, I said but I was
He's like,
muted.
oh, this
Because
again.
I wasn't really.
Ugh.
I was. Yeah.
I have talked about Maximum X Crawl before. So
No, it's interesting.
Maximum X Crawl is imagine if sometime around when the United States was becoming a nation and breaking away from Britain, that it was revealed that in fact elves and dragons, all that shit was real, and like Samuel Adams was an elf, and he's still alive in the modern day, still making beer. Ronald Reagan is Emperor of the United States. It's now a monarchy. And
So it's a nightmare world.
oh no, it's about to get so much worse. The only things left are major cities. Everything else is a wasteland. The entire world is a wasteland ruled by dragons. And to get between it, you need like Mad Max style, heavily armed convoys, magic cars, magic transport vehicles. To find some entertainment in this empire, they decided to talk to a magical sword. So the magical sword is like the only magic sword in the entire world that's intelligent. And it goes, oh, hey, you guys think you're all fancy with your elves and shit? Let me tell you about my hero from 5,000 years ago and how he slayed dragons and he went into dungeons and he did some Greek hero shit. And they're like, oh, wow, this sounds really good. And Ronald Reagan's like, you know what? Let's turn this into a blood sport. Slaves will now die. So they create dungeons inside of like football stadiums and people run them. They hire like goblins and they're like, oh, hey, you know, like we're going to need you to get insurance, like in case you get injured or die. You guys are going to staff room 1. We're putting the hobgoblins in room 2. We're putting the laser sharks in room 3. And then adventurers sign up as gladiators. They get contracts. They get sponsorships. They can only use ancient weaponry. So like they can't bring their Glock into the room, you know. Plate mail is the highest level of technology allowed, and they run through it for a studio audience, and it's rebroadcast all across the United States empire.
That does seem pretty dope.
So it's about managing your, you know, your personality, how you present yourself to the world, trying to get contracts, trying to move up in the league, you know, from like minor leagues to major leagues to like high level stuff. Starting rivalry with other teams. And I thought that in a D&D adventure, since it's really designed for Pathfinder, it would be interesting if there were different planets and it's about traveling between the planets rather than, you know, getting around dragons. It's about, you know, taking your Spelljammer between different locations. You know, you guys basically live on your team bus.
I mean, I wouldn't really want to necessarily be competing with everybody, though. Like, I don't know like PvP.
No.
isn't
You don't
something I'm not
compete.
too-
You and the rest of your party.
We're a team
You're a
competing
team
against
that
other
works
teams.
together.
Oh,
It sounds like Gauntlet to me.
It is a lot like Gauntlet.
You know, each
I mean-
planet is a Gauntlet planet.
Like as you complete a room, it's like Price is Right. They're like, oh, you completed the room. Here's a free health potion and a day spa trip. And like if you complete the whole thing, they're like, now you get a new car. You know, there's like commentators. The guy who runs the dungeon is called the Dungeon Judge. Every Dungeon Judge has their own style, you know, and they try to, you know, bring that style in. Like one guy could be called Mr. Laser Shark. And guess what? Every dungeon is going to have at least one room with laser sharks. What else you got, Shep? Because I cut you off.
Oh, I don't know. I think that was about it. But
Okay.
I will sum up my feelings that I always prefer fantasy, but I will go with what the group goes with, because even when we played Stars Without Number, I was warming up to that. I thought that was really enjoyable.
I know that you like fantasy. That's why I'm thinking
yeah.
Spelljammer for this. Still keep it as fantasy as possible. You know.
So
Yeah, 'cause then we could be drawing, and then also that kind of thing really allows you to sort of do a lot of character designs, because you can say like, this is my new player or something. I don't know if you have a new player. I don't know if you have individual players that are on, or do you have a team anyway.
Each of you will play a character is part of a sports team.
Okay. Gotcha. And then we can get sponsorships. So this is exactly like my other it starts that number first, the first character. He was looking to be a media influencer.
Yeah, exactly. For how long that lasted for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, until he gets shot. Well, I mean, who knows?
A
It'll
lot.
probably happen with our characters too.
Got a lot.
Yeah.
Well, you can be sure that no one's going to shoot you with guns because it's D&D and guns don't exist. Well, with the exception of those rhino people in space. That's canon now.
So is your Spelljammer concept going to be using the 5e rules?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm in.
I mean, this is the loosest. Look, I appreciate that. But let's think about it throughout tonight's session over the next couple of days. We don't need to make any immediate decisions. I just thought if you want to try something different, we can keep rotating through. If Corsairport isn't your cup of tea. You know, we're right up on the door of season 3. I didn't know if you want to shake things up, try something different. Meanwhile, anyone else have any questions, comments, concerns before we get things kicked off here with what's his name? Spats Fizzle Nova Bum. Why is he orange?
Visit Nova Ward.
Visit Nova Ward.
He lives under a purple sun. It creates orange skin in people. That's what we're going with.
That I'll buy that explanation. I'm sure after this is super famous and you've created a spin-off comic, for 20 years people will discuss why that can't possibly be true. Yellow sun makes him super strong. Well, that's super dumb.
Well, AP, you don't have to worry about it. There's no such thing as toxic fans.
Was that a conversation one day?
No, I've never heard that before.
No, that was I saw Sid Alpha did a video on Henry Cavill's.
It's not the well. That was specifically towards The Witcher, I believe. Right?
I know. I was just trying to like riff, you know, with the pop references and all the things.
Is this Win over here? Who am I looking at? Who is this delightful creature?
Yeah, that was Win.
Oh my god, I like her so much better when she's a chibi. Oh man,
was that Bearded's character?
I want to pick her up by her hat and like dangle her around and then throw her at people.
You do already in the narrative.
Well, you know, I just meant in real life. Yes, okay. I do control her fate entirely right now, but you know that's pretty normal for me.
Yeah. Now this is my other character that saved Ash, and along with everybody else, of course, Nick. And so her name is Win.
I think
Yeah, Connor traded. It was an equal trade, a 1-for-1.
Do you have the time?
perfectly balanced, as all things should be. I mean, Connor's used to trading one character for another. Isn't that how the show started?
I am.
Oh boy. Well, welcome to waking up on. Oh, sorry, I should note down when the show starts for the people who skip intros. We're only 48 minutes and 15 seconds in. That's fine. If you skipped intros today, we talked a lot about roughly for about 20 minutes, so right around the 29-minute mark, about moving to a different system. We'll find out at the end of the show or maybe next week how people feel about it. I guess not to a different system, but to a different campaign setting, new characters. Keep rotating through stuff. We start on the 17th day of Corsairport. You all wake up. Outside, it is very cloudy. We're talking sheet gray overcast. You're not really sure whether it's going to rain or not. And beneath that, like maybe 100 to 200 feet above you, there's a whole second layer of thin, wispy white clouds moving at incredibly fast speed. You know, you got that dual airstream current that just really, really sells that. Is it going to rain or is it not going to rain? Like, I don't really know. Your favorite, best character who everyone loves and who no one is afraid of. Tara is already laying out your breakfast. There are 3 newcomers at their own table. They appear to be a large human man with a sleeveless leather vest and a double set of greatswords over his shoulder. One seems to be made of, regular, nice steel. The other seems to be made out of silver. There is a young woman with a mace, and we're talking like spiked mace here, like flanging, with a large book hanging off of a chain around her neck. And the third person, kind of hard to tell. They're wearing a big wizard hat that droops down, and underneath the wizard hat, they're wearing a cowl, and the cowl has a veil. They're real big on not showing their face by any means necessary. And they're talking and laughing, and Calface is like maneuvering a spoon up and under into their face. And
Well, so
they,
we're gonna kill him, or are we gonna go over there and talk to him?
well, you're in a tavern, so
I mean, if we want to start the murder hobo thing, sooner is better than later.
yeah, burn the town down, huh?
I mean, you can't start combat in Corsairport. That's the one rule about Corsairport.
I mean,
Oh, when I came to this place, I thought the only rule about Corsairport was that we didn't talk about Corsairport.
talking about it right now.
Yeah. Breaking that rule.
I got to tell you, so much. I really want the high school / college age alternate universe Connor. I just keep looking at t-shirt Ash over there. I want it. I want it so bad. I want it.
I will put it on the schedule. I've been thinking about this picture for a while now. I will do that though.
Just Ash throwing a football. He's got the black streaks under his eyes. Water bottle in his hand. I'm there.
I mean, he's been there since they discovered that poster in the Succubi Den.
Oh, that's right. The naked poster that you immediately burned.
I mean, apparently it wasn't.
He
quick
didn't
enough.
immediately burn it. He kept it around for
Oh,
most of
that's
the
true.
episode.
It took a while.
I mean, I had to find the right acid bath. As it turns out, we found the one that burned off Rob's face, and we subsequently didn't heal for a little while. Yeah. Oh, do they look friendly or what?
They look like they're friendly with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you young people want to do today?
Well, I suppose we could go check out get some vengeance on those hellhounds. I say.
There were
Unless-
hellhounds? I don't remember any hellhounds.
Yeah, last time we were talking to the Dark Elf, and of course he offered us that
Oh.
contract for
You were
taking.
such a nice young man. They take very good care of their slaves, from what I hear. Now, back in my land, when we had slaves, we were not so nice.
You have slaves?
I mean, we're goblins. We enslave lots of things, mostly other goblins, because that's the only thing weak enough for us to enslave consistently. Besides household pets, I guess, mostly rats. Again, dogs are very mean.
What I really love about this is the fact that they've scientifically proven it to a level that they can confidently use the word consistently.
Where I come
I'm
from,
always up for killing dogs.
we don't appreciate slavery. We don't practice that in the Empire.
Oh, then no, that is the ultimate evil. We need to stamp it out if that is what you, my heroes, would like to do.
Or we could try talking to the Dark Elves and trying to
No,
win
they're slavers. We don't want to have anything at all to do with them.
Aren't you a slaver?
Not since I found you, and you've told me that slavery is bad.
That checks out.
Fair.
I think I don't know if it'll work. I can't quite nail you down it seems like you change depending on who you talk to.
I mean, like any good goblin, I change depending on who my hero is.
I
You are
saw-
my heroes.
Lean
Goblin?
over to Ash and whisper as quiet as I can. It's because he's completely crazy.
So what? Your name's Fulbork? Is that who you got?
Yes, Fulbork. It's
The
nice
goblin?
to meet you. I'm a bugbear, but you know we're goblin adjacent. I've spent so much of my time with him that I really come to think of myself as a goblin.
And this is
Oh,
our
I
friend
understand.
Gizmo.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Gizmo. Are you another one of my masters?
I don't know. I was busy, trying to set up my shop. So I'm not quite sure what you guys did yesterday, but I'm always game to take care of some hellhounds. That sounds good to me. But you were confusing me, Goblin, but you're bigger and hairier, and
It's
About
a
as ugly.
common mistake. People don't understand the intricacies of goblin society, and it's really a very nuanced structure of give and take, and mostly a lot of slavery.
I see. Okay. So you guys were talking about going back and killing the hellhounds. I hear talk of some dark elves as well.
So Gizmo, in the prison, the Dark Elves have subsequently moved in and taken over the place after the succubi have been vacated, and it seems they're now running the show. And we also have a lead on Win, and what we got is a letter allowing us to enter into the camps and try and negotiate for her. But on top of that, they've also offered us a contract where we might smite a little evil inside that prison.
So the hellhounds, or are we to smite out all evil?
We got a specific contract specifically for the Hellhounds, but I'm sure if we found anything of greater consequence, we could also negotiate for something like that as well.
And these are the hellhounds that roasted your minotaur.
That's right. I mean, you might consider it it's a team building experience. Lyra, what do you think?
Well, Ash, I'm going to go with wherever you want to go.
Another young person who knows their place. It's very
That is
refreshing to
not
see.
my place. I am just trying to
I'm
appease
sorry.
an angel.
I assumed Ash was everyone's hero.
He is not
misread
everyone's
this
hero.
situation. I
You did misread. You
apologize.
should-
I will go outside and flagellate myself immediately, as you know.
You don't have to do that, but never say that again.
Okay. I will not. I think I have a dagger. I'm just going
Reminds
to
me of Hensley and Larson here. Go for it.
slowly cut across my palm, and oh no, I don't have a dagger. We're eating, right? Do I have like a butter knife on the table? I'm going to try and
Why not?
yeah. I'm going to try and use a butter knife to just make a small incision on my palm as penance for my misstep.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Can I try and sneak it past her?
Absolute. Let's make a stealth roll. Cotton, could you please have Lyra also make a perception roll?
Yes, as soon as I open roll 20, because I forgot to open it.
That's fine. It's not like we actually play this game. We just talk about playing. We don't roll that many dice.
I would like to argue with you, but we really don't.
Fine. Not every game can be New Game Plus where we have 4-hour long combats.
After like a 3-month combat break.
Well, you know what? I don't know what to say about that. Not every game can be Battletech where we spend 3 episodes in combat. Then we spend 1 episode talking about combat, and at the end of the episode, I'm like, everything's going to shit. I'm going to murder all of your characters. You're all basically dead.
See, that might be why I'm always like, let's not kick down the door, because we have to do it. Someone else kicks down our door in Battletech.
The great thing about BattleTech is that people are like, Arthur, you're always so mean to the players. You're throwing an unlimited amount of shit at them. They will definitely die. And I'm like, yep, it's been 3 seasons. They've barely received any injuries. I think one guy got shot in the eyes once. About it. All right, a 19 versus a 22. You almost hide the fact. You almost see it, Cotton, but then he distracts you. You know, those old wizards. They're very good with the sleight of hand. You know, a hand moves over here and you miss him. I guess you're stabbing yourself or something?
I'm going to, like, cut across my palm.
I don't know, maybe a cat. How do you do it? How do you distract her just long enough to cut yourself in the palm?
I'm going to say... oh my goodness. Is that one of those hellhounds over there?
What? Everybody
And I'm
turns
just
and
going to
looks.
point to a corner.
For a brief moment, it's like the fire and the hearth roars. Not enough to make you think there's a hellhound, but enough to grab your attention. In the solar dome!
We lost a friend to hellhounds, Fulbork.
Oh, I am so sorry. I should not have joked about that. I will cut myself again to atone for my misstep.
You needn't do that. You
We
needn't do that.
really need a self-infliction word. Chad already got it. Mature
Can I
content.
take his little knife?
Yes. Fulbork, would you like to resist a hero taking your knife from you?
No, it's her prerogative to tell me what I can do with my own body.
Oh my
A
god.
bloody butter knife, you remove it from him. I mean, it's super blunt and shiny, and it glints with blood. What do you
Oh,
guys
this
do?
is gross. And then she just kind of like set it out of his reach.
Well, are we done eating? I believe we have a job to do today.
Yeah.
Shall we commence work?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So as you go to stand up, Ash,
Mm-hmm.
the human with the 2 large greatswords puts a hand on your shoulder and is standing behind you and says, "Aren't you Prince Ash Hyrule?"
I take his hand off me and say, "Yes, yes, I am."
He holds a hand out for you to shake.
I shake it.
He
What's yours,
uses it to
Sam?
pull you up out of the chair and like bring you in for a hug. Left arm behind you, patting you on the back, and says,
I start laughing also.
Nice crab.
Oh,
I start laughing also in the same way.
"The name's Dargor Brightward. I'm so pleased to make your acquaintance. I've heard that you are a great and powerful warrior who blazes his own trail."
At that, Lyra starts laughing.
and then Fulberg starts laughing because he assumes someone said something funny, but he doesn't know what's going on.
You have me at disadvantage, Dargor. I haven't heard of you yet.
No, of course not. I don't have half the power that you have, politically or physically. Look at the size of these muscles bound in your armor. You're a massive unit. Slaps you on the shoulder again. I one day hope to achieve everything that you've achieved here.
I think Lyra starts laughing even more, like her head's down at the table.
I, Dargor Brightwood, like your comrades, your cohorts that you've assembled around yourself to protect you. A man like you of such, and he like taps your chest, of such importance should not go into the wilds unarmed, even though surely you could conquer the whole forest by yourself.
I wish it were the case, but we've set foot on many a strange and dangerous creature here.
So he taps the back of his hand against your arm and says, "Oh, say it isn't so. We have traveled far and wide in order to find our place here. I've assembled great comrades at my table, as you can see. We are here to make our fortunes. We have heard tales of your doing here and the great treasures that you maybe could possibly get. It wasn't until we arrived that we heard that you actually did acquire the treasures, but traveled from very far to get here very quickly." Oh,
Yes, it
Prince
was,
Ash Hyrule, I've heard so much about you. That you Let villains taste your blade when they show themselves for the scum that they are, cutting down defenseless ministers left and right when they cower behind their paperwork and laws.
You want me to
Truly,
kill
there
them?
are few men as manly as you are. Might makes right, as they say. Do you not agree?
Oh, yes, very much. Ash sounds like even more of a hero than I took him for in the first place.
I think Lyra's just dying at this point.
I mean, I would say that those secretaries did deserve that thrashing.
I don't disagree at all. Please, you sound defensive. I agree with you in every way.
Yes, as you should, as we all should.
Yes.
I agree with him agreeing.
Well, I'll let your party leave first, since it seems like you're on your way out the door. But don't worry. We'll be out in the woods for the rest of the day. If you need help, just call Brightward as loudly as possible, and I and my team shall come running on wings of flame, but mostly, like our legs. The flame will be spiritual inside our heart.
Can I make a perception check to see if I think this guy is stronger than Ash?
I think it would be insight rather than perception.
Insight? All right,
Yes.
insight.
Perception would be to look him over and see what he's got.
Okay.
You want to know if he's
In
stronger
the-
than Ash.
In the meanwhile, I'm going to say, and you too, Dogworth. Thank you very much for the assistance.
And
Should
I-
we need it.
Yes, Fulborg, you do believe that this person is more powerful than
Oh.
Ash.
Well, I mean, if you require assistance in your works today, I
No,
would be
no.
happy to.
I would
Come
never attempt to take any of the cohorts of Prince Ash Hyrule away from his retinue.
Well, I mean, if you feel like that's best,
What would I do if you weren't there to die for him?
that is true. Someone will need to die for him someday.
Then he slaps you on the back really hard.
I like this one.
Oh,
He's a hoot.
I
We should keep him
apologize.
around.
I never saw you there, little tiny one. Do you contain great power within you as well?
My power is within my items.
So you're super weak then.
Yes.
He
Weak of
is-
body, strong of intellect.
He nods his head and says, yes. Prince Ash surely needs someone of strong intellect to help guide him.
Without Gizmo, we would not have found the treasure that you mentioned earlier.
Well, that's right. He actually did something.
I mean, out of character, you've
What
done like the most significant thing that we've done so far.
What I love is that this episode is basically a bunch of people non-stop laughing in character. Tara is standing in the doorway, like slowly horrified, wondering what the hell is going on.
I think this is the most Lyra's ever laughed on the show, if she's ever laughed on the show until this point.
She's got a little black rabbit in her, huh?
Also, can I?
She does hate Ash, and Ash continues to give her reasons. She's like, Ash will never speak of this. And then Ash is like, hey, Lyra, remember the thing we were supposed to talk about? Let's talk about it. Hey.
Some people need closure. They need closure. Can I make any kind of check to see if I have heard of this guy?
Absolutely.
All right. What is that?
Great question. I would say either you get two choices. Either a history or a charisma, just straight charisma.
Can I do an insight to see if this guy is actually like strong or if he's all talk?
Yes, insight.
Yeah, I'll do a straight charisma.
17. This person is not very strong. They haven't tried to play themselves as being super strong, but you judge that they are probably half as powerful as you are.
And
If
so-
you were to
Yeah.
rate yourself as someone capable of casting a 3rd level, 4th level spell, there would be someone capable of maybe casting a 2nd level spell. If they were
You
a
know-
caster, which they aren't, because they're a person who hits people with giant swords.
These words are very dangerous. Maybe you should stay very close to the town.
I agree.
Oh no, I think they'll be fine. I think really we might want to stay with them for protection. I hear it's dangerous out there.
I love that Mick. These are the best moments.
I don't want to offend him, but I think I can protect myself more than he can protect me.
I also believe that you can protect Prince Ash Hyrule better than I can.
So, should I do a roll of d20 plus 3?
Or what are we doing? Insight or just charisma?
I was doing just charisma.
All right. Yes, just d20 plus your charisma bonus.
The main thing Ash needs protected from is himself.
Is you saying that out loud?
Yes.
Is that true?
You do not know Dargar Brightward.
All right.
The name of this random human fighter has never crossed your path.
Okay.
Is that true? Dargor laughs as if you have made a great jest, Lyra, and slaps you on the back with huge strength.
I will slap him back with hopefully huger strength.
Let's make opposing strength rolls.
Okay.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know.
When he goes to slap her, can I cast a spell?
You make it sound so bad when he goes to slap her. It's a back slap. Let's be really clear here. He's not
right.
BAM!
It's not an aggressive slap.
No, it's not an aggressive slap. Jesus.
Okay. What does Fulborg think it's an aggressive slap?
I'm trying to think if I have a way to
Wow.
lightly shock him, but I think
No.
all my shocking would be
He hits
painful.
He hits you harder than you hit him.
Dang it.
All right, Dargor. So I suppose we'll see you at the trails then.
We'll see you, even if you see us first. Even if we see you first.
I really hope you don't die.
Happy hunting.
That's so kind of you.
Oh.
Thank you.
I would not worry about their safety. I would be worried for our safety.
I worry about all our safety, and specifically regarding these hellhounds.
As Dargar walks away, he says, "The only one whose safety you should be worried about is Prince Ash Hyrule. That's a true hero there." He sits back down and is talking to his party, and you can hear someone just go, "So embarrassing. I hate being around you in public."
So throughout the day, I'm going to talk nonstop about this guy and be like, now that was a real hero. Do you think we should go back to him for protection? Are we going to be fine?
Have we left the tavern at this point?
I don't know. You tell me. We're an hour into the show.
I would like to say we're at least out of earshot from him.
Okay, so let's say you guys are strapping backpacks on and preparing to walk out the front door. How about that?
I'll turn to Fulbrook and say, hey,
Yes.
I could kill that man in a single spell quite easily. He'd be super dead. I worry that he's going to die on his first quest here.
Are you really that powerful?
I guess I could probably kill you. I guess I don't know how strong
Oh
you
no!
are.
I mean, if you wanted to kill me, yes, you absolutely
No, let's
could.
not.
Do you
I'm
want
not.
to
I
kill
don't
me?
want to kill you. Ash, help me out here.
I'm sure you can kill many things. I didn't realize we were in direct competition with each other.
We're not in direct competition. I was just meaning
Everything
that
is a
guy.
competition.
Not everything is a competition. I was meaning I'm worried that guy is not strong enough for this area.
This world outside my clans is so strange and confusing.
Not everything is a competition. Sometimes we're just here to help each other.
We could go back and try and warn him about some of the things we've seen out there.
We could use them as
Oh, then she might kill
fodder with these hellhounds.
Let us not use him as fodder. That is a
That
horrible
is a
idea.
very cold suggestion there, Gizmo.
but if that is what Lyra's decided we need to do with him, then-
we're not using him as fodder.
Oh, I mean, that is a favorite tactic among my clans. You tie the littlest and weaklest goblin up to like a little stake out in the middle of like field or forest, really wherever it is you're doing anything. And then as soon as something attacks, kills, and has gorged itself on the little goblin, you strike while it's like resting. After a full
You're-
week.
Fucking
We are not with your clan right now, and we're not tying anybody to a pole to feed them to hellhounds.
Your clan doesn't value life much, does it, Fullborg?
I mean, we're goblins.
I didn't realize that. You feel like all goblins think the same?
Think of it this way.
That's a little offensive, but I can't say it's inaccurate.
That's what you just said.
You have a new clan now, and this clan values all of its members.
I will take that to heart.
And we do not want anybody to die. Period.
At all. I will
At
do
all.
my best. But
Except occasionally our enemies but they're not
should
part
it
of the
be
clan.
necessary for someone to die, please allow me before any of yourselves to perish.
No.
Agreed.
Thank you.
I don't think.
Now,
if
where are
anything-
these hellhounds? And I'm just going to start walking north.
That's not the right direction. I grab him and then I point him in the right direction.
Great. I'm glad you think you know what the right direction is. Please make a survival check.
What? I mean, we've been there like 20 times. All right.
Yes, I know. You still only managed to get in about like one fight too. It's amazing. Yeah. Please make a survival check to wander through these woods. Normally, Lyra leads the party.
Well, I just pointed him. I'm not saying.
If he points them in the wrong direction, I want to turn Ash's head to the right direction. Just like push his hand.
Very well. Spaz Fitz Nova Ward. You make a D12 roll real quick.
D12.
Yep. We're just checking to see if you get into any encounters on the way there.
I don't add anything to this.
Nope. Just a random encounter chance. Okay, 6. Nope. You all arrive at the prison of Aelberad King without any incident.
All right.
Did Ash actually get the right direction?
No. You were leading
okay.
the party.
So we all know the deal here, right?
Ash rolled a 9. Ash was probably sending him somewhere south. Did you bring
gonna
your
kill
donkey,
something, aren't we?
Gizmo?
Yeah, the donkey always goes where I go.
Okay. The donkey has accompanied you.
So, shall we proceed?
Yeah, I think we, if we're going to be fighting the hellhounds, do we need to do any prep, or you want to do that when we get closer to?
We should have safe passage until we get to the area where they are. I suggest we wait for any time-sensitive preparations that we have to be done then.
All right then.
I'm going to reshare my favorite Lyra pick real quick, which is Grumpy Lyra. Uh-oh. Discord's saying I'm offline. That's some low level. I'm not going to be able to find Grumpy Lyra in my Grumpy Lyra list. Now I'm going to hold up the whole show until I can deploy Grumpy Lyra, okay?
It's like, I think most of the pictures of Lyra were grumpy.
Yeah, but this one
She's a grumpy lady.
It was just named Grumpy Lyra, so I stuck with it.
Ah, that could be.
Just like, I don't care for what Ash is doing. Boys are dumb. I'm also opening my Prison of Aelberad King notes at the same time, which gets me right where I want to be. Boom. Who's spilling their blood into the portal way?
Oh, please allow me. We can't have any of you
Allow me.
in a position to be weakened in the coming battle.
I see that Nick has gone from
I
passive
rolled the wrong
aggressive to obsequious.
I rolled the wrong. Do you want me to re-roll that, or you want me to just leave that roll?
Roll a d4.
Okay.
That's the correct amount.
I just. My
There's
bad.
no reason for you to take a whole extra theoretical point of damage because you're bad at rolling things.
All right, I'll take the 2.
Friends, you arrive once more in the opening chamber of the prison of Aelberad King. Oh wow, Mick, you've turned that. This is a completely different drawing now. Oh, and it's got that. Is it using Comic Sans? Is that what we're looking for here?
It's not.
I
It's not on Comic Sans.
I don't
right
understand
now.
why people hate Comic Sans. I like the kind of way Comic Sans look. I don't
It's
understand it.
Terrible font.
Oh, now it's a totally different font. All right, that's where we're at. Why? Explain it to me, Connor. Why is? Oh, I like Darkor. Darkor Brightward. I don't know where the what. What is this? Is he wearing a strawberry shirt? Has it got a little lace collar with strawberries on his shirt? Is
This
that-
chainmail. This chainmail. All right. I mean, I'm
Strawberry
doing a quick-
shirts with lace on it is canon as fuck with me right now, man.
I mean, I do like that idea.
Over top of his chainmail. Be like
Just like,
Rhinosaurus retiring.
Just because my daughter has a lot of strawberry themed stuff, so that makes it pretty funny.
Yeah, I love strawberries. And they're loaded with potassium, which is great when you need to lower your blood pressure.
Sure.
I have to lower my blood pressure now. My doctor told me I'm in bad shape. I'm gonna die if I don't do it.
No, please allow me to die in your stead.
Yeah, listen, I don't think you can wizard my blood pressure into your body. Friends, allow me to describe the room that you find yourself in once more. This room, as always, infernal script on the northern wall, intermixed with some other scripts. You find most of you have appeared in a circle of tall stones with faces on it. You hear the whispering susurrus of kind of vaguely malevolent whispering. It's unintelligible, but it just kind of sounds bad. There's a tapestry on the southern wall that you know hides a secret entrance to another room. And of course, at the northern door, there's a secret inner door. However, the door this time is open, and the door beside it also open. And if that is where Ash actually is, you can see directly into the former room of Eilena, the current room of Lomenthal Cyranor of Clan Blackweb.
Oh, is this where Ash's lady friend is?
I think you asked that same
Was.
question last time.
Yeah.
That's where his lady friend was.
She's gone. I'm gonna place my hand on Ash's shoulder and say, "We will find her again, my hero."
Hello, I can hear you out there.
Hello.
Is that the slaver? We will vanquish you, evil slaver.
Security!
We're just here for the contract for the Hellhounds. Don't mind him.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't see you because you're around the corner and like 50 feet away, but I'm guessing that this is the companionship of Ash Hyrule.
That's correct. So may we
The
enter?
great Ash Hyrule.
I'm good, security. I'm good. False alarm.
All right, let's go in the room.
All right.
I'm sorry, I don't think we've met before.
This is our friend Gizmo.
Oh.
I'm just a companion to help them fulfill their contract.
And then we will come for your blood, slaver.
He's an old man. You don't have to listen to him.
I mean, he's insulting our way of life. I mean, our government is built around slave labor.
It's okay. He's a slaver too.
Oh.
Used to be. Former slaver, I guess.
Those are
Yes.
the worst.
I've been shown the error of my ways.
Ugh. I've met people like you before. Liberationists. You should know that you will not be welcomed kindly in the Under Territories.
Oh, I would not expect to be welcomed in such a din of
Industry,
yes.
economy, commerce,
Yes.
culture,
Oh,
philosophy,
really?
and
Culture even.
enlightenment.
Philosophy is a little over my head. I didn't really go in for that much. It's not, stressed very much in the Church of Meh.
How about center of civilization for over 1,000 years? How's that?
Does sound very impressive.
So when you say that, he straightens up and his tunic, he just, yeah, like, that's right, bitch.
Well, I guess we're here to kill some hellhounds for you because
Just-
all of your philosophy can't kill them itself.
He stops writing and he stands up and puts his hands on the table and says, "One moment, Mr. Gizmo. I'd like to inspect you closer.
Why would you need to inspect me?
I am curious. You look not unlike a Sferneflin, but I've never seen one with such unusual skin pigmentation as you. Are you some form of..." And he starts walking over towards you. "An albino, perhaps?"
Not albino, just a surface gnome. And he bows. Pleased to meet you.
He seems shocked when you say surface storm. He's like, "How unusual." And he gives you a heart, hand over heart, bow, half step back on the right foot. "Well, I apologize for my curiosity. I'm sure it seemed quite rude, but you... Well, I would like to study you in greater detail, perhaps at a later date."
Perhaps at a later date would be great because I have not come across many elves that are as dark-skinned as yours. So it would be interesting to learn more about each other.
Yes.
Are you going to buy him? I don't know if he's for sale.
I am not for sale.
Oh,
You might be for sale soon.
Oh, are you putting this creature up?
No.
Oh, if you would like to, please make sure you get a good price for me to help you in your. No, I'm not for sale. I believe
He's
we're
another
here to
companion.
kill something.
Yes. Through the door to the markets, take an immediate U-turn on your right. The hellhounds have been acting up over the last few days.
Which door is that?
This door down here.
All right, I'm going to the door and then I'm going to open it.
As you open it, you can see that there is a hobgoblin at a desk on the far side of the room. Don't worry, I'm revealing everything.
Don't worry, I don't see anything.
I know, I'm revealing. I'm getting there.
Oh, I thought you said, oops, I'm revealing.
No. I said,
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, I'm getting there.
Gotcha.
He's grabbing things off of the desk and throwing them into large wooden containers that we're talking something that could be nailed together. As you walk through, he turns distractedly towards you. Behind you is Prince Ash Hyrule. He immediately points at me and screeching something in Goblin.
Like, oh, no fear, little friend. We're here to take care of the hellhounds, but I don't see the door that I was told about.
So this is the door down here.
Yeah, the U-turn.
It's
right?
been destroyed.
Or that. Yeah.
It's clear that a door once existed in the portalway, perhaps made of some sharp white material, maybe bone, but it has been since destroyed. The goblins disappear from sight. You can hear them, but you no longer see it.
Ashley, I
Goblins
assume
are
this
very-
is your fault.
Timid creatures. My fault? Whose fault?
I said Ash's.
Oh, Ash. No,
So the
I don't think
portcullis
anyone
is
could be his
still
fault.
down. There's a desk behind it. There are scattered papers all over this desk. This particular room, once more, this is where the warmth of this facility begins to set in, where it feels much warmer than your previous cold, outside overcast air.
Oh, it's amazing in here.
The walls are marked with 1,000 years of scum with no cleaning. Perhaps the only cleaning job is that bone door is no longer sitting on the floor.
Ooh, it reminds me so much of home. Perhaps instead of returning to the tavern tonight, we might stay here for the evening?
No way.
Oh, as you command. I still don't see this door.
Wait, let me get over there. I'm having trouble scrolling to the side over here. My bad.
So Ash, as soon as you walk into the room, the shutters lock into place at the hobgoblin slaver desk. And you
See,
hear
I
someone
told you this was your fault.
you hear someone shout in comment, "Close for business!"
I should be afraid, Lyra, but it wasn't me that set off that trap.
Didn't you threaten one of them?
Maybe.
I don't think it was setting off the trap. I think it was you threatening them. Because usually when someone sets off your trap, you're more like, ha, you set up my trap, not, I'm terrified of you.
But if you recall, the trap closed, like dropped a giant rock in front of the whole area, nearly trapping myself and Aldana inside, underneath the rock.
Yes.
No one would have any chance to say anything because you couldn't hear them behind the rock, baby.
They were probably laughing at you if they could have seen you.
They probably could have. Luckily, we both dodged out of the way.
The point is, they probably aren't upset that you set off the trap. They're probably upset that you threatened them. I assume they're scared of you now.
I mean, they might very well be.
Who wouldn't be? It's Ash, whose last name I forget temporarily, but he's very famous everywhere.
Let me ask, is this where everyone's character is located? Including Greta and Lyra?
I am like just
In
looking
case
for
I
the
want
door.
to ambush somebody at some point.
Yeah, we
I'm
should all be
here.
in. We should all be in the same.
I know. You guys often have conversations in the prison where you're spread out over like 3 rooms, and I'm like, I feel really bad if I ambush them now, because clearly they believe they're together.
I was doodling and
I know.
hadn't switched screens.
Trust me, I know. I know. I give this group a lot of leeway in that regard. You find the destroyed door in the lower left-hand corner.
Yeah, but this
Where
is
is this door?
This is where the door is, right? That we need to go through. AP.
He told you to go in, take a U-turn on the right, and take that first door.
Okay.
Destroyed.
Take
I
a
mean,
U-turn on the
listen,
right.
you could take whatever door you want to explore the
Yeah.
facility.
Sorry, I was concentrating on the drawing when I was listening to the directions.
I know.
My bad.
I know.
All right. Well, will we get prepared? Maybe a few things are in order to prepare yourselves for some possible combat in the next few rooms.
Full board, you can clearly see Ash standing in front of what is a doorway, even if there's no door at it.
Is that the door?
Yes, this is the way forward to the Hellhounds.
Are we going in now?
Is everyone ready?
I need a few minutes. Not a few minutes, but give me a sec. So I'm going to create, what's it called?
Force Ballista?
Yeah, the Force Ballista.
There you go.
Now there it is. You were ready for me.
Yep.
So it does last an hour instead of 10 minutes. That's the new rules instead of the old rules. Okay.
I'm going to cast Protection Against Good and Evil.
Good call. Good call.
I also cast that.
If I'm going to be standing in the way of these flames, maybe a bless might be in order, but otherwise, if we're going to be going forward, let's go forward.
As he heads through the door, I'm gonna slap Ash on the back and cast Stone Skin.
Okay.
There it is. He just spent all of his money.
How much was that?
Why don't you tell us what Stonekins does?
This spell turns the flesh of a willing creature you touch as hard as stone. Until the spell ends, the target has resistance to non-magical, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Well, fire.
Did I say fire?
Okay.
Wow. I could tell that was Mick and not Fulborg because of how spicy that clap pack was.
Yeah.
And it lasts an hour.
Last an hour? Okay. Is it concentration, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, it is concentration.
Oh, see, does that mean you can't cast anything
No,
else
he
at the
can
same
still
time?
cast spells. He just can't cast another concentration
Spell.
Hey,
Most
okay.
spells aren't concentration.
Maybe I should cast Bless on myself then. I don't know.
I mean, is protection from good and evil a concentration?
No, that's just a touch.
Just a little touch.
Right.
Protection from evil and good. According to D&D Beyond, it couldn't be easier. It is concentration.
Oh, my bad.
Has a C next to it.
You're right.
Conorhughes trying to pull a fast one on me.
I just read it. My bad. Alright.
You enter into this room, please. Allow me to describe what it looks like to you, my good friends. It is a 30 by 90 room that has several doorways. Its northeastern exit has been destroyed. Its southeastern entryway has a bone door which has been forced open, and the western entryway also has a bone door which is stuck in place. The bone has swelled and filled the space so that it is not easy to maneuver. What sort of risque are you drawing over here, Mick?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, it's the picture that's up right now. Connor, do you have that picture? That looks like you. That looks like your stuff.
That looks like his stuff. I don't know. Connor
No, the
drew...
one that was just up in Bearded spot. It's like a black and white of a wizard lady.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
probably
is it
Win.
Win? I didn't know Win had hips like that. Damn. I don't know that the human body curves in that.
Oh, it definitely does.
Oh, it does crazy things.
Yeah, throw me up a picture of Win, Connor.
Shh. Can you see? I'll just see if I have it on this computer.
I'll see if I have it as well.
I mean, I feel like I had to balance out my chibi cuteness with just something.
McComicer-ish.
Yeah.
Demon Waifu. With some of these names. Ibn Heart Kazdor. Here we go. Here's Win for you. I put it in Discord.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, she has some hips.
I would not say that's her primary definable characteristic, but sure.
I was gonna say that is not the first thing that jumped out at me in that picture.
I don't know. I think she's a bit of a Renaissance spirit over there.
Is that what we're calling it?
Wow.
Commands many features.
Oh, okay. You had me until that, Connor.
Okay.
I think
so I had you a fair while.
Yeah, right until you got to the commanding features thing.
Okay. I mean, she is a very powerful
Connor's
wizard.
like, yeah, I felt like I could sell Arthur on that right until that last second. Okay, I know how far I could take this.
You gotta push it until you know the limits.
Come on, Auto.
As all of you, except Lyra, creep into the room, you feel the heat continuing to rise, and you hear the click-click of both Echo and Greta's hooves.
All right, we should be careful. So I guess I'll roll some perception checks.
Sure,
and
absolutely.
all that stuff.
Prince Hyrule, please.
I guess I'm examining both doors or something.
I don't know. Is that what you're doing? So this isn't a door, just to recall. Like, this has been destroyed. Well, no, sorry. There's doors there, but it's open.
I thought that was the one with the swelling. The swelling
is
situation.
the western door. The
Okay,
eastern door was swelling before. You popped it open and you never closed it. It's
Okay.
still open to this day.
Does it still look like? I mean, not that we were in this room, but does it still look
You
like
passed through
everything's
here.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah.
Does it still look like everything's exactly in the same place that it was when we were out last year? Like no
There's
one's
a
touched
whole bunch of nothing in here, so yes.
You guys have been here before?
it? Yes.
Ah, well then there should be no problem at all.
I wouldn't discount these hellhounds. Be on your top guard. Lyra, do you want to just or Cotton, do you want to just make sure we're in the same room? Or I mean, unless you want to be back there, that's fine too. I mean,
Sorry, Fonda was doing something loud. I was waiting for him to stop.
No.
Yeah, I'll come in.
it's all good. I mean, I'll try and say anything. I just like want to make sure, like, when the shit starts, that like we're all roughly where we need to be.
I would say now that we're creeping into combat, maybe we can take our hands off the drawing. concentrate
Oh,
fully on.
switch to the battle map.
Yeah, switch to the battle map. Yeah, exactly. You never know when you might be attacked. Like the first episode of Winter's Edge. It's called You Too Could Be Attacked by Skeletons. All you need to do is buy some prime real estate.
Definitely not by the wall, though, because... wait. Yeah, there's definitely skeletons up there.
Oh, there's skeletons everywhere now.
Okay, I guess I'll roll some perception check on,
Yeah,
I guess,
go ahead.
the room.
A 9. You continue to extend your senses. Sight. Smell. Hearing. And you're getting a lot of this new force ballista just kind of teleporting behind Gizmo. It just keeps reappearing in new location with sparkly noises happening, and you're just like,
Yeah, it's super distracting.
yeah, like you're so distracted by how awesome this thing is.
So I guess I'm like I'm in front over here. All right, is
You're in front, you just keep looking back, and you're like, what is that?
Yeah, what is that? All right. Well, I guess I'm over here now.
Absolutely. You see into the next room. Friend, allow me a moment to describe. The far eastern door of this room has numerous paw and singe marks on its wood frame, but it appears to have been closed and locked tightly. How far is your dark vision? 60 feet?
Let me check. I mean, probably.
Yeah, it's
Whatever the
60.
default is,
It's 60.
probably it.
Do we not have any light right now?
No. Are you casting light?
Ash,
I will
can't
cast...
see.
Oh, right, of course. I
Oh,
had
allow
forgotten.
me, please.
I have. I can cast a cantrip of light.
As you cast the cantrip of light,
Oh, I don't have any light spells.
one of the hellhounds walks around the corner and begins sniffing your direction. It can clearly see the light source, even if it hasn't determined that you're there yet.
So
It begins making a low roar, and I'm talking you have like a second before it sees that there's a reflection of Ash Hyrule on the floor through his shadow.
Where is the hellhound? Oh, it's there.
it's around the corner from
Okay.
like where I am.
You
Oh, I
have
see.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see it.
1 second to decide what you're going to do. As you see, oh, it's like an animal at night, right? You see the reflection of the torch's light in its eyes, and it's fully yellowed out.
I want to signal that to everybody that there's hellhounds ahead of them, and also I want to say that I'm already on my horse. Just
Yeah,
saying.
I've assumed you're on the horse the whole time because you're moving.
Okay.
What is the signal that there are hellhounds around the corner? Show me
Oh,
that.
shit.
Show me that motion. Bark, bark.
Probably like something like this. Wait, here we go.
Let's roll initiative, friends.
There you
That
guys select your
premium
token.
initiative.
How do I roll 2d20 without it adding?
You select your token, and you can just do it on the sheet.
Yeah, I don't have any of my stats built in.
I mean, why? What are you rolling 2d20 for?
Well, don't
Instead
you
of-
usually have us roll 2 and then you just take the first one?
Yeah, you're not going to need that.
Okay.
You just roll
Not for
one.
this roll.
Yeah, not for initiative. There's nearly zero chance that you're going to need.
How did I roll? Is that correct?
So the my initiative is 11, and the force ballista will go right after me
Okay.
because it takes the same initiative.
We'll just count you as the same object on the initiative tracker
Yep.
then.
Yep.
Lyra, Ash, Gizmo. We are missing Bulwark.
You want me to do?
I rolled, but because I'm not in the system,
Yep,
does it?
I got it. I'm
automatically
at.
add? Okay.
It's all right. I got it. I'm adding it. The
You want me to
initiative.
do
order.
Echo?
Nope. Echo can act on your turn.
Okay, because
No problem
yeah.
with that.
Okay.
The initiative order is, for folks at home that don't get to see it, Hellhounds, Fulborg, Lyra, Gizmo, and Ash with a 1.
Oof.
So once again, you have been ambushed by the Hellhounds. in that premium level, not so great content that you really did not want to have happen. So 50 foot, we'll get it to here.
It's not so bad so far.
Ash, forgetting how Hellhounds works. So the Hellhounds rush in and cannot force themselves any closer in. They're basically back to back, you know, like snout to butt up in here, trying to push against each other. And then all of them open their mouths and exude a 15-foot cone of flame, which is going to hit Ash, Echo, and Fulbork.
Right. Can I initiate? One sec. It's like
So-
athleticism, whatever.
You're going to try to
is-
take the hit for your mount?
Well, but my mount has my DC basically, as far as I know. Although this is
No,
a
your
dex
mount.
roll, I don't know.
Sorry, your mount is going to have its own roll. So I'm not sure what you're asking me for. Are you trying to take the damage for the mount by using your animal mastery, your riding skill?
Well, right now all I'm saying is I'm going to do Peerless Athlete, which allows me to
I have
get
no idea what
advantage
that
on.
is.
You want me to read it, or do you want me to look it up or give you a link or something?
Is it one of the?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Read it.
I can
You read it.
do-
Let's do that.
You can use your channel divinity to augment your athleticism with divine favor. As a bonus action, you gain advantage on all strength, athletics, or dexterity acrobatics checks for the next 10 minutes.
I agree that you could do that if it was your turn.
Oh man! Oh come on! All right. I mean, this is my plan. This is my plan.
I
guess
mean,
I should've
your
done it
plan
before
should have been
combat.
to roll higher on initiative. Listen, that would have been the perfect action to have taken when I was like, you have 1 second to decide.
Yeah.
However, you
Right.
chose to warn your party instead, so they don't get surprise rounded. Again, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I got a question.
yes.
Sorry, but the hound that's in the back on the farthest right, is he too far to do the breath weapon?
Yes, several of them are too far.
Okay.
However, 4 of them are going to hit Ash, Fulbork, and Echo. I'm going to need 4 dexterity saving throws from each of you.
Right.
Can I use shield? I'm
No.
reading it.
Shield
says-
will increase your armor class.
Okay,
It will
but
not
this is a
protect you
dex
from a
save.
wave of magical flame.
All right, and this is a dex save.
Yes, it is.
Do you want to show people the board?
I was thinking I would do that in the new year.
All right.
I'm not ready to do that yet because I have a whole bunch of stuff that's not hidden on the board, and I know that you guys watch so that you can see the art stream. So if I show the board now, you're gonna be like, "Oh, we can see what's in the next room." Ash Hyrule fails 1 save.
Not bad.
Premium level content. Fulbork 2 saves. We also need Echo with 4 saves.
All right. Let me check out what Echo's
I'm gonna
stats
go
are.
find a calculator because I'm about to do a lot of math. This is some critical roll levels of math. This is Vaxlin doing a sneak attack.
I don't think I can survive this.
You don't even know how
No.
much damage is about to happen.
No, you
sick.
can't.
I don't
Probably.
Have a lot,
No,
I
he
don't have a
passed
lot of
two.
hit
Oh.
points.
Probably
I
you're
think I
right.
passed 2 and I went down.
Show me that Echo power though. Let's
It might roll low though.
let's see if she Echo locates herself into the world of the living.
All those are +1. So
So 2 failures.
okay.
Okay, Ash, your total damage is 55.
Oh shit! I'm so fucked.
Yeah, you're fucked. And then I take half of that or something, right?
What?
Or,
Your protection from evil or whatever you got going.
No.
yeah. What?
That only
Oh,
works against spells.
Protection from evil will get you disadvantage if they were attacking you, but they used a spell, not an attack roll.
It's not even a
Alright.
spell, it's just a special ability.
All right, 55.
55.
All right.
Not a good start.
I mean, this is their big attack. Once we get this down, they're sort of down for the count.
Sorry, that's not correct. I did the math
No.
wrong.
Okay.
It's 110. Sorry.
It's 80. It's 82. It's 82. It's exactly your health.
It's 52.
All right, I like that.
11, 20, 18. Fullborg, Poppin' Lackadopoulos. You take 60.
I'm dead.
You go
You're
down.
unconscious, not dead.
He's mostly dead, which is still slightly alive.
I am very mostly dead.
You're a burned critter, that's for sure.
I mean, 10 more points and I'd be dead, right? Because then I would go under by as much as
So it's
I'm-
4 different attacks. It's not one massive attack. So you're good. Echo takes 60, which I think is going to destroy Echo instantly and force Ash onto the ground.
That's right.
All right, so you're pushing up against this horse, Fullborg. Suddenly, there's this massive wave of... So Connor, he's just like, bark, bark, everybody. And then there's a massive wave of flame, and you're like, ah! You fall to the ground crispy, and as you turn next to you, you can see that Ash is like doing a squat as his horse has disappeared into a wave of fire and sparkles. I'm gonna need you to make a death saving throw, Fullborg. Hit that 20, pop back up with 1 HP, and blast all of them with your magical wizard powers. Because I know that you build a blaster character with strong DPS
No,
components.
that's a fail.
That is, you're the first of 3 failures. Good sir. Lyra Fulbright, the one who has taken 0 damage. Cleric extraordinaire, honored adherent to the Storm Song, the Tempest, the Judgment. What would you like to do?
I have a question on how you handle the spell Shatter, because it says objects, and some people do buildings too, and some people just do weapons and stuff that take damage. If I cast Shatter, will it destroy the building? That's all I want to know.
There's no chance of you destroying this ancient prison, which is, I mean, you'll damage the walls, right? But there's no chance these walls will
Okay,
fall to a shatter spell.
thank you.
Maybe if you cast it like 50 times a day for the next few days.
Can I see this spot from where I'm at?
Yes.
Okay, then I want to cast Shatter right there.
Right at the point where they are all emanating from?
Yeah. Well, the one right behind it, because it's a 10-foot.
Yes. You're trying to
And
catch all of them and none of Connor.
Yeah.
Good call.
I also would like to channel divinity so they get max damage.
Wow, what a dick.
Thunder spell.
Yep. I still make
It's
a
a con
Constitution
save.
saving throw.
It's con save for half.
Yep. What's your spell save?
Hold on, I know it's on the list here somewhere.
With D&D Beyond, it couldn't be easier.
13.
That's...
I mean, I could have put all my stats in D20, and that would have been easier.
Listen, in Season 3, we're not even going to use Roll20. We're going to hop over to using Tabletop Simulator. we're going to pick up our little icons and move them across the 3-dimensional battle map.
Are we? Because
I don't know. I don't think so.
yeah, okay. It'd be difficult
I like
to draw and do that at the same time.
Roll20's level of automation, but certainly...
D&D Beyond
I was
is working
joking.
on dice rolls.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, what is your max and half damage?
32 and 16.
Okay, so 16 and 16. Listen, this fucking hurts so bad. A wave of blood explodes in front of you. Your whole frontal armor is covered in blood, Ash. Fullborg catches some of it as well. Hellhound blood all over the place. As the shatter spell begins popping their eardrums, they all begin howling.
And then I want to shout, Ash, help Fullborg.
Gizmo. And his force
All right.
also.
You
You know the story
I'm
of a
gonna
man
fire-
and his dog?
Well, I'm going to fire first.
Yeah.
So, and I get sneak attack because he's still near Ash.
That's correct.
All right, let me go to weapons. All right, so here's the initial attack.
I didn't realize you were a rogue artificer. What a unusual. You've created a. So is this your Eldritch Cannon? Is that what it's called now instead of Force?
No, right.
Eldritch
right now
Cannon,
it's just-
Force Ballista. Yes, I'm there. Okay.
Well, this is just me with my specialized crossbow.
Right, but I'm looking over your sheet now. I haven't looked at it since they updated the UA.
Yeah.
7. You hit. Would you like to? And you're hitting the first one in the line.
Yep.
Would you like to sneak
But-
attack?
Yeah, I sure would.
I bet you would.
It's okay damage.
Plus 11 damage is 18. You shoot this hellhound. It hits it solidly in the shoulder. You can hear the front right shoulder dislocating. It begins limping forward towards Ash while also making that dog noise. You can see blood leaking from its ears. This might be a bad dog, but it just looks in so much pain.
A poor bad
You feel
dog.
bad on the inside, except for that part where Fulbork is being toasted, like literally barbecued, flash fried in front of you.
Okay, so then the other thing is now the cannon's going to fire. It's going to do 2d8 force damage and push back 5 feet. If it pushes back 5 feet, does Ash get an opportunity attack?
No, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to fall prone instead,
Okay.
because there's no
let's-
place to push it back to.
Now, what do I roll for a hit?
Allow me to look on D&D Beyond. With D&D Beyond, it couldn't be easier. 2 hit plus 6. Damage is 2d8 plus 3.
So I just roll a 20-sider.
Yep. 20 side plus
All right.
6.
So 120, and then add 6 to this.
Mark down
So
that is your
17.
first of 20 uses of this.
Okay.
16 is a number that will allow you to hit a hellhound. Good sir. 2d8 plus 3 damage. That premium level content.
Oh well. Plus 3, you said?
Yes.
So total 5 then?
Very well. Wow, double ones. Yikes.
Yeah.
And what is the pushback on this thing? I'm not seeing it under. Oh,
5 feet.
pushing the target creature 5 range spell attack, inflicting 2d8 force damage, and pushing the target creature 5 feet away from the cannon. Is there any save? I don't think so. I think you literally just push, make a ranged attack. If the target is hit. Yep. Okay. So it has nowhere to move. It collides with the good dog behind it, and is thrown sideways and lies limply as the other hellhounds are trying to scramble over it to eat Ash. Ash. Oh, sorry. Do you have anything else, Gizmo?
Let me make sure.
Because I think
but
that was your
that's it.
bonus action.
Yes, that was my
Your
bonus.
cannon.
So I'm pretty sure that's it for me.
Does this cannon just follow you around or something?
Yeah, I can move 15 feet.
Ah, interesting.
And
Alright.
or as an option, I can make it a tiny object, and it can be like a handheld thing or shoulder mounted or fun stuff
I
like
feel
that.
like this is going to work really well for you.
I'm gonna have fun.
We
with
were
it.
talking about that glove mounted Ash high roll. I know you're drawing, Connor.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for glory. It's time to show me your heroism.
All right. Okay. Can I do bonus actions anytime I want?
Yes, you
Or
can
at-
start with the bonus action first. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the bonus action of what I mentioned before, which is the channel divinity of Peerless Athlete,
Very well. You're now an
And-
athlete without peer.
and I will also use lay. Well, let me see if I have a healing spell. Nope. I mean, who needs those, right?
Great question.
So I'm gonna use lay on hands.
Well, I want to point out you're also at an Azamar, so you can also use healing hands instead if you don't want to use your lay on hands.
Oh yeah, good call. Let me check on what the
That
difference
allows
is
you
there.
to give somebody 7 hit points or something like that.
Okay, I mean, this.
You want your lay on hands.
Yeah. Can I still move an object?
Yes.
Okay.
What would you
So
like to do?
I'd like to use lay on hands. I'd like to heal for 15 health. And I'd like to move full bark away from the door, like either I guess
Before you go through with this, your peerless athlete does not give you advantage on dexterity saves to dodge being set on fire.
Really?
It gives you advantage on strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics checks, which are not the same thing. If it's dex saving throws, it would say so.
Oh, okay.
Instead of making you really good at dodging stuff, it makes you really good at Olympic sports.
Okay. I guess
Rhythmic dancing, ice skating, shot put,
Climbing walls,
relay.
jumping distances, yeah.
You're really good at like American Ninja Warrior. You're not real good at dodging being shot by a gun.
Okay, then I'm gonna hold off on that. Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm just gonna do exactly what I was saying before.
Okay, you're going. Which is what?
Sorry, I was gonna use lay on hands to heal Fulbark. I'm also gonna push his body away from the right next to me.
Okay, absolutely.
And then I don't think I have anything else I need to do.
Very
As
well.
far as I
You
don't
hold
think I
the
have any
line.
bonus actions.
Fulbork, you come back to life with however many
I
hit
die
points.
gloriously.
Ash, how much do you give him?
I gave him 15.
You gonna drain the lizard? No. Okay.
15.
You moderate the lizard then.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people that can't stop. I can stop.
Fulbork, you wake up face down. You can see that there's a trail of your own blood and seared flesh being left behind you. You're on a dusty floor and you're a little confused, and there's no horse.
Where am I? Not again.
I thought I tasted glorious death, but no, I'm alive. None of the hellhounds regenerate their ability to spit hot fire, like one would expect from a gangster track. Friends, speaking of gangster tracks, allow me to introduce us to the most gangster of tracks, a break track.
Oh.
We're going
That's
to
okay, we gotta think about this.
we're gonna break it down into the halfway point of our episode, and when we return, I want to know where that win drawing went. Last time I checked, there was a win, and now there's like
Well,
combat!
I thought we might need a placeholder since we're not supposed to be drawing during combat.
So you decided to keep drawing during combat. I'm not saying. Listen, I want to be
to
super
be
clear.
fair, I was dead.
You guys are the artists. If you think you can draw and combat at the same time, please go ahead. But if you're having trouble concentrating on both, all I ask is that you prioritize the audience.
Right. Makes sense.
Listen, I know I can't say that I know how hard this is. All I could say is it seems like it's pretty goddamn tough.
Honestly, role playing is like can be harder or is at least just as hard sometimes. So I mean, combat is relatively like okay, you go and that's it.
Excellent, Cotton. We'll be back in about 8 minutes for the second half. Stick around.